Hey guys, what kind of crime fighting should we do today? I hear that there's some guy making jokes online about Nazis, and someone's offended. But, what about that guy over there mugging that poor lady? No time! Grab a giant black dildo, taser, and let's hop in our extremely small patrol car that sounds like two men having sex, and we'll get this evildoer. Well, now that the intro is done, let's dive into this rant. While the body of one of the most fundamental rights recognized by my nation's forefathers and the West in general is still hanging on here in the U.S., protected oh so diligently, at least for now, by the First Amendment. Across the pond, it has been declared deceased. In case you couldn't tell by the direction I was taking this, I am referring, of course, to the Count Dankula trial, where he has been found guilty of, and I quote, being grossly offensive under the Communications Act of 2003. Now, normally I'd go through the in and outs and really get into the meat and potatoes of the act in an effort to help prove how utterly fucking stupid this is. However, this is a rant, not a proper video, so instead I will link it in the description. But that utter chunk of seemingly typical UK doctrine handed down like a cheap economy car that nobody ever really wanted isn't relevant here. What is relevant is that body that I mentioned before. That metaphoric being that is alive in the U.S. solely because of the foresight of our forefathers. Knowing that in time, government would grow and in their greed would seek to make themselves large enough to control every aspect of our lowly pleb lives. 9 times out of 10, they do it for the quote-unquote greater good. In this case, we're talking about people getting offended, one of the most objective matters known to fucking human history, but we'll get into that. So while I don't believe Dankula will receive jail time, the mere possibility that he could is utterly fucking disgusting. And I can hear you now. But it's only a stupid troll making an incredibly racist joke, I hear you say. Well, you see my easily triggered, mentally absent hockey puck of an acquaintance. Well, now it may be there, and maybe these racist trolls you refer to that the thought police are coming for, and bludgeoning, I might add, it may eventually be you. And to quote a famous quote from Martin Niemöller, I'm fucking butchering that, I know. When they come for you, there will be no one to protest. And when that time comes, you won't be able to badmouth a politician without having the tip of your dick cut off, or a lady's penis if you're trans. But regardless, you won't be able to do it without getting the tip of your dick cut off, bar mitzvah style. So while you triggered little cunts find this as some kind of win, a man guilty of only making a joke facing potential jail time, I hope you have the same exuberance when you're the one in the defendant's position, when it is your neck on the line because something you did was deemed offensive by an oversensitive group of your peers. The only virtue there here being subjectivity, something most non-archaic forms of justice systems try to avoid, because what you find offensive is a lot different from what others find offensive. An offense is always taken. It is never given. It is not given willingly to the offendee. Or to the offended, if you will. It's always some whiny little bitch that has skin so thin that they can't simply turn the fucking cheek to an individual that bothered them in the slightest. They feel like the world has to conform to them just because their mommy and daddy never told them that their delicate sensibilities didn't fucking matter. But oh yeah, let's make laws about this. You know what? I find SJWs grossly offensive because of their sheer stupidity, lack of foresight, and general self-awareness altogether. And the hive mind is fucking ridiculous. So let's make that illegal. Let's throw you SJWs in prison for a couple months. Just my subject. I'm offended. I'm offended. Well, that's what we're going by, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. You're the ones that get to write the fucking rules and decide what is or isn't offensive. Bullshit. So let's push aside all the tired tears of oversensitive babies and get back to what we as a culture in the West understand to be the most basic and fairest way of advocating for speech. Free speech. Either all of it's okay or none of it will be okay. And I can already see the future written on the wall, as does anyone with half a brain. So while the droolies cheer and the normies are gathering in a collective sigh of self-gratuitous fucking dick rubbing, those of us with foresight hang our head in sadness at not only the death of a fundamental right, but also the death of comedy. The death of being able to make a joke about something just because of offense. In the end, we in the States can hide in the fortress of the First Amendment when our speech comes into object, but others don't have a First Amendment, and I think we take it for granted. So if any good comes of this, I hope those of us under the protective wing of a fundamentally simple and unobjectionable, yes, I am aware of the Second Amendment, however, that's not the point of this video, unobjectionable piece of legislation, that no amount of government push and pull is hopefully ever going to be able to take down without the battlements and testaments of the Second Amendment, being the organized militia, coming to the aid of the people to defend them in their time of need because the government got too big for their fucking britches and needs to get slapped around like the dirty little fucking slut that it is. But that's besides the point. Anyway, I'm done. This is just, it irritated the fucking shit out of me. It's something that had to be said. Anyway, I'll be back Wednesday with the silver lining, and as far as I'm aware, the Friday stream is still on. We'll wait and see. Anyway, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and or night. And if you live in the UK, you better watch what you fucking say. And probably don't watch this video because you're going to end up on a list and have the fucking Gestapo show up on your fucking doorstep and knock your door down. Put down the keyboard! I heard you were typing very racist things on the internet. Get him, boys! He's typing 70 words per minute. He's basically an assault offensive. Jesus fucking Christ, kill me now.